Not because they were the loudest or the strictest. Not because they dazzled with technology or demanded the spotlight, but because they were different. Not flashy, not famous, just present. This teacher didn't have a booming voice. He didn't decorate his classroom with bright posters or inspirational quotes. There were no glitter-covered bulletin boards or countdowns to summer break. But when the bell rang, he was already there. Sitting at his desk, calm, steady, like the eye of a storm in a hallway full of noise and chaos. His tie was always straight, his shoes were always shined, and his chalkboard, yes, he still used chalk, was spotless. He never started class with a motivational speech, never lectured about the importance of hard work or success, but somehow, you listened to him, because you could feel it. He wasn't there for the paycheck. He was there for you. He remembered your name, even if you sat in the back and never raised your hand. Even if you were the kind of student most teachers overlooked, he noticed things. When you didn't turn in homework for 3 days in a row, he didn't shame you. He quietly asked, "You okay?" When you had a new bruise on your arm you tried to hide, he looked at you a little longer that day and let you know without words that he saw you. He gave space for the quiet kids to speak, and somehow they did. Because he didn't interrupt. He didn't correct you mid-sentence. He listened. And in a world full of people who just want to be heard, that was everything. He never demanded respect. He earned it. He didn't tell you what you had to become. He reminded you who you already were, by treating you like someone worthy of being seen. One day, a student raised their hand and asked, "Why don't you ever give speeches like the other teachers?" The room laughed, lightly, but we were all curious. He smiled and said, "Because the best lessons aren't spoken, they're shown." That moment landed like thunder. We didn't know it then, but that one sentence would outlive every textbook we read. Years passed. We graduated, moved on. The world got louder, faster, colder, and still, we remembered him, not for what he said, but for how he made us feel. He was the kind of person who never made headlines. But if you ask his students today, decades later, they'll still tell you about him. The teacher who taught without speaking. In a society obsessed with being seen, with going viral, with shouting to be heard. He was a whisper, a steady presence, a quiet force in a noisy world. He taught us that the loudest person in the room isn't always the most powerful. That kindness doesn't have to come with a megaphone. That real leadership is felt, not flaunted. He didn't push you to be perfect. He encouraged you to be present. And that was enough. Looking back, we realize now, he was never just teaching subjects. He was teaching how to be human, how to be gentle in a hard world, how to show up consistently, even when you don't feel seen. That kind of impact, it doesn't fade, it echoes. So if you're watching this and thinking, "I'm not loud enough, I'm not big enough, I'm not bold enough to make a difference," just remember him. The teacher who taught us that showing up is enough. That consistency is louder than words. That quiet people often change lives in the biggest ways. He never asked to be remembered. But he was. Because how you show up for others will always matter more than what you say to them.